it going? Crissy here from Crissy's Clucky Chronicles, and today I'm gonna answer a viewer question. I hear you, dude. So we're gonna go in here and we're gonna answer some questions about my flock. How do you tell the roosters between the hens? Well, good question. Some people don't know the different types of chicken breeds that I have, and I'm gonna go in and try to showcase some of them and show some of them to you. Now, if you've been following my channel for a while, then you know that I have quite a few furry little fluffy butt friends out here. So with that being said, and we're gonna answer that question today about the chicken breeds, telling the roosters from the hens. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to join us over on the website too. They're ready for me to get inside because I'm gonna have some snackies for them and showcase all of these wonderful chicken breeds that I got. All right, here we go.
Whoa.
All right, now that we got everybody out here gathered together over some yummy mealworms, I wanted to address a question that not one, but maybe about 5 or 6 viewers have sent to me, wanting to know, could I talk about the difference in my chickens and the different chicken breeds that I have, and also talk about the differences in roosters and hens. So I said, sure, we can do that, not a problem. So bear with me. I may be pointing with my hand, or I may be pointing with my little pointy stick here. Let's get to talking about that. So one of the things that I'm gonna zoom in on, I'm gonna talk to you guys about here, because they're eating, and unless one of them comes up here for me to hold, I'm not really gonna aggravate them that much. But somebody was asking me about what a comb and a waddle is. The comb is the red part, that red fleshy part that stands on top of their head. So let me zoom in a little bit, because I don't have any girls coming over here or boys coming over here to visit with me. But anyway, the red part right on top of her head, that's Leanne, on top of her head, that is called a comb. What's underneath her comb, under her little beak, looks like they're hanging under her chin, is called the waddles. Now, it's the fleshy growths on a chicken's head and under their little chins. Hens don't have them as large as those roosters do that you can see right there. Bobby's sporting a floppy comb and large dangly waddles. So the roosters have larger, just more pronounced combs and waddles than the hens do, but some hens can have them. And then you can have some hens like Nanny there. She has a little teeny tiny one, not much of a one at all, and no waddles. And Nana Roo has a big comb and big waddles. Now, roosters, when you're looking at them, they got more of an angular head shape, if you can see that right there, compared to the rounder head shape of a hen like Nanny and poor Leanne there's been picked clean, which it is what it is, y'all. So you see how angular Nana Roo's head is. They're all screaming right now, sounding the alarm. Then the girls. So that's one way to tell a difference between roosters and hens. Now, on the feathering part of it, the rooster's feathers are generally going to be more vibrant, but that's not always the case. They're going to have these long plumage on their tails right there. They're going to have long plumage. If I can point it out to you while he's walking, maybe not. They're just going to have long, dangly down plumage on them, and the girls, not so much. The girls are going to have more of the fan, shorter, rounder shaped butts, and theirs is going to be more flowy and pronounced and that kind of thing. You know, roosters just have a more sharp appearance to me than the girls do. Now, the girls can have some beautiful feathers and beautiful colors and things like that also. So it just really depends on the chicken, and it depends on the rooster. So, you know, hens just, they look daintier. Look at the fluffy butts on them. They look softer. They look daintier. They look more sweeter than the guys. He's growing his plumage back in on his tail feathers, also known as the cock or the cockerel feathers. So he's just letting me know that stop talking about his girls. But there's the girls, more sweeter, more chunkier, more rounded as far as that goes. Their body shapes are different. Hens are your egg layers for the most part, you know, and you can have meat birds too if you don't have egg layers, but their body's going to be a little bit different. The roosters are taller, sleeker. That's just they're screaming, but that's just how they look. And the roosters are going to be larger in body size depending on the breed that you have, but they're more muscular than hens are because hens are bred for being mamas and babies. Ain't that right, Tam? She's trying to get my camera. But, you know, that's just one of the differences, the visual differences in roosters and hens. Alright, so let's talk about Americanas, which is what Dale is. She's another breed. She's known for colorful eggs. It's either blue or green, you know. She's very pretty. She's got a distinctive appearance with her little beard under her. And she's a good egg layer. She doesn't lay every day. She lays about every 2 to 3 days for me. But she's a wonderful mama, as you can tell, with Johnny and Nicole and Ellen, who I think is a rooster. But Dale has done a fabulous job. They're just good, sweet chickens. She's not been as super friendly as I wanted her to be after I hand raised her, but still, it's a good chicken breed. They've got cute heads that almost look like an eagle if you look at her up close. She's not allowing me to get close to her because of her babies, but if I zoom in a little bit, you'll be able to see her fluffy butt and her fluffy head as she keeps those babies real close by her all the time. But that's Americana. Now, the majority of you guys know what spurs are. That's just nature's way of just equipping roosters for their role, just for defense and for dominance. They use their spurs. They protect against predators. They establish dominance within the flock. They spur each other all the time. And they can also use them when, on my chicken yard, they use them for territorial disputes. So if Nanaroo gets upset with Lynn or Carolyn or Bobby or Charlie, or even some of the other ones, Heather or Denise, he'll goose them one and he'll let them know, hey, I'm gonna hurt you worse if you don't stop. And also, you know, some types of chicken breeds, like their spurs play a role in mating and rituals, and some spurs are just less pronounced in chickens than in others. Now, some hens can have a few little spur buds. They typically don't, because they haven't really evolved over a period of centuries to where they need it, so they just don't need it. And primarily a hen's role in a flock is just laying eggs and raising chicks, and I mean, that just don't require them to have spurs or the use of spurs, you know. So this is, you know, basically they're protected by the roosters, you know. And like, some hen breeds can develop spurs, but I've never had any. But I mean, it's possible. Some of them can, you know, they can do that. They can have those. The black chicken right there with the fuzzy feathers on her feet, those are my astrolops. They are the best, friendliest chickens I've ever had in my life. She's got unique feathers, a unique crest and waddle, and she's just the best bird. They're very gentle. That's Tam, the black one. I have 3. I have Tam, I have Ludi Bell, and I have Leanne, who are astrolops. Now, the one you see right in front of me right here, that's Catherine. She's got a tuft on top of her head. She's a Polish crested. She's got a little bit of a fancy hairstyle and a crooked floppy little comb. She's beautiful. She is beautiful. She's just goofy. She is a goofy chicken, but nonetheless still a very pretty bird. Now everybody knows that Nana Roo and Lynn and Ricky and Diane are Rhode Island Reds. They're just classic hens. They're good egg layers, and they're just really gentle, and they're good for beginner chickens if you want to try those. Now back there in the back on the opposite side, Sharon and Linda, who's sick, those are my Easter eggers, and they're wonderful. I never know what color egg I'm going to get. It could be blue, it could be green, it could be pink. They're super friendly, and they're really, really good egg layers. And on the other side, which you can't really see back there in the back, is I also have a couple of olive eggers. And, you know, they're similar to Easter eggers. You just guess with the colors. Either you're going to get olive green, a light green, a dark olive green. You know, and sometimes you can get a brown. But they're very calm, and they're just really super sweet little birds. Now, I hear you now. Let me talk about you a little bit. Now, there's some, you know, misconceptions and things about combs and waddles and stuff, but they actually do serve a purpose for chickens. Comb, they use it for part of their temperature regulation along with their feet, you know. The comb's filled with blood vessels, and it helps them regulate their temperature just like their feet does. So there are some positives, and there are some things that, you know, goes along with chickens. So also, when you're looking at a roo and you're looking at how bright that comb is and how long those waddles are, that basically, that rooster's telling my girls, hey, look at me. I got a big, tall, red comb, and I've got these long, hanging down waddles over here. Dude, this is a family channel. Please control yourself. We don't need to see all that.
Oh, no.
Panning to the left. Anyway, like I was saying, it's jiggling time. That's what they want from the girls when the girls submit themselves for being potential mamas and being jiggled. So they use it for temperature regulation. The waddles and the comb, it helps them. It helps them. And you have to be careful when you're looking at the waddles and the comb, because any color changes, like pale, not bright red, those types of things could be a sign of illness, injury, infection, something in your bird that you will need to counsel your chicken doctor with, you know, or find you a chicken farmer that knows how to treat these things and treat them. It could be a sign of many things, so you want to make sure that you're doing right by your birds, right? Okay. Just like, you know, Linda's been in the chicken barn hospital for the last week and a half, because I got to make sure, because she did have a few worms, we got to make sure that she's okay and that she is disease-free, worm-free when we bring her and reintroduce her back out here onto the chicken yard. So there you go. Now, somebody was asking about, what about dominance? What about defense? What about these spurs? What about all these things that all these roosters have? Because people just assume that every rooster you get is going to be angry, they're going to be mean, they're going to be hateful. No, they're not. Just certain breeds and certain types of roos are going to be crazy. Now, these are my sweet little babies. I'm thinking they're all girls. They may not be. I may have one rooster in the crowd, but I'm hoping that they're all girls. But somebody asked, you know, when do hens start laying eggs? Well, generally it's around 18 to 22 weeks, but it can vary depending on the type of breed of chicken and the individual chicken. Some can lay early, and so some can just take a bit longer. These are the first Lavender Orpingtons I've ever had, so I really don't know. Well, they're too young right now, but I don't really know when exactly they're going to start laying. And I don't really sweat it too much, because they'll just lay when they get ready to. I mean, it kind of is what it is as far as that goes. Now, they're bigger. This is a bigger breed of chicken. They're very sweet. They have very sweet dispositions. They're excellent mamas. They're good little broody babies, and they produce some large brown eggs, and they're just soft. They call them lavender, but they're primarily gray for the most part. Well, y'all, that's gonna do it for today. I hope you guys got a good explanation between roosters and hens and some of the traits, some of the characteristics. They're all around my feet. I hear you, Nana Roo. Just some of the differences between roosters and hens. There's a lot. So don't think that this is the perfect list. It's not. These are just my chickens. Yes, Nana Roo, I did tell them the difference between you and the girls. They understood that. Anyway, he's just so weird today. But again, every chicken breed is different. Every chicken is different for every environment. It just depends on what you want. What do you want for your yard? What type of eggs do you want? Do you want brown? Do you want white? How long do you want your chicken life to last? You know, do you want colorful chickens? Do you want solid colored chickens? There are so many chicken breeds out there. I certainly don't have them all. I just have what I like. And I also have the type of chicken that's good for my environment, my state, which is North Carolina. We're in the eastern North Carolina coastal region. So I have the types of chickens that work best for me and my chicken yard. So take that information any way you need it. I hope you didn't get your comb and waddles in a wad today. But if you did, it's all right. Just have a pecky day. Yeah. And tomorrow's going to be a better day. Alright? So we can act like mean old roosters sometimes if we want to, or we can be sweet little hens. That's up to you. Either way, I want you to join us, like and subscribe and share, and we'll see you next time. Don't forget, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays is the long episode of the vlogs. That's every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. And the shorts, well, they're every day at 8 a.m. So there you go, that's daily. Every Monday is the readable blog. We have DIY, all types of stuff. Everything's on the website, so go check it out. Even put up a few family recipes. So we're gonna start that. We love Southern food. We fry it, we boil it, we bake it, sometimes burn it. But anyway, y'all have a cluck-tastic day. Y'all are flock stars, and I appreciate all y'all. Bye. Well, I'm sorry. Do you forgive me? Well, alright, well, I can't forgive you if you can't forgive me, because that is the chicken Christian thing to do, is forgiveness.